Alright, so while I'm thinking about it, it looks like Corina has sent me a request to talk about either Purikura, movie theaters, or my favorite place in Japan. I will talk about all three because I love getting emails from people who care about what I have to say. Okay, so Purikura. What is Purikura? I know I mentioned it once before, so I'll just go into detail. It's a whole arcade. If you can imagine when you go to an arcade and you see the little photo booth, and you go in there and you pay like some money and you take some pictures with your friends and get it printed out. Maybe you can get like a border. So imagine that, but on super steroids, and it's a whole arcade with just that. You go in, and on the outside of these Purikura stands for print club, and Japanese people like to just shorten everything. So Purikura is basically, anyway, you go there, and on the outsides there's like these really ridiculous pictures of these girls with all this makeup and stuff, and it just looks ridiculous. So you go inside, and it's a giant screen. It's really bright, and you pay something like 400 yen, which is like 350, 360, something like that. A little screen, a little green screen comes down behind you, and it's really like a big screen that's just like bright white, and there's a whole bunch of lights coming at you to make sure everything's really high quality. And then it has maybe a whole bunch of different backgrounds. You pick a bunch of backgrounds that you want, like a ridiculous number, and then it's like, okay, so we're gonna take a picture, and then everybody's just kind of like, you do a crazy face and you're V for victory or whatever, and then everybody, you change places a couple times, you wind up taking something like 10 pictures, and then of those 10 you choose 6 that you like, up to 6. It can be less if you don't want to have all 6, and then you leave the booth, and then you go to an adjacent booth where they have a screen with 2 stylus pens, and then you get to write on it with, it's got different pens, it's got sparkles that you can put in, and stars, and pictures, and you're drawing and making ridiculous things, and it's got, you can put fake glasses on somebody, just anything that you can imagine doing to it. And it just winds up being like so glittery, super Japan, it's just ridiculous. It really kind of over the top, but surprisingly a whole lot of fun. And then you can have them email it to your cell phone or personal computer, and then it also prints in the style that you want it to print. If you want 1 to 6 pictures, it's going to be about this big, and so if you get a lot of pictures, they're going to be really tiny. And then somewhere in the Purikura, there's a little table with scissors on a little chain attached to the table, and then you cut it out for your friends. So that's Purikura. I have some with me at all times, basically, because Purikura is just like a party at all times. So like, here's a good example, and you can see that it's really small because it came from a bigger card, and I was here with a bunch of friends. And so, it's, I don't know how well you can, no, you can't really see that at all. Let's try turning this off. That's a little better. Yeah, so, it's like the people, and we've drawn on it with some pen. I have like some anime eyes in this one, you can't really see. I don't know, it's a lot of fun. Oh, here's a good example of Purikura. Is me and some of my friends, pardon the profanity, the girls actually wrote that because they're English majors, and they think it's funny. So you see there's hearts, there's a ridiculous cute background, there's some glitter that's been sprinkled about, some little hearts here and there that you can just kind of paste on, and then you draw on it. So I mean, that's kind of Purikura in a nutshell. I definitely recommend going. You can go with just boys, but I'm told that the people will just like shake their head and frown at you because it's kind of like a social taboo. It's too feminine. It's just too feminine. So that's Purikura. Second up is movie theaters. I haven't been inside of a movie theater yet. I came this close to watching a movie, but we wound up changing plans. I can say the movies are about twice as expensive. Half of them are Western films, half of them are Asian films. But it's definitely twice as expensive. So if I go there, I'll definitely be sure to tell you guys all about it. As for my favorite place in Japan, it's gotta be Kansai. The entire area. Mostly, you know, I mean, obviously just like the denser populated parts, but it's all really densely populated, honestly. Everything's just a party at all times. There's some really delicious food. You know, you've got your okonomiyaki, which is like a shrimp vegetable pancake / pizza with maybe some onion peels and magic sprinkled on top and tonkatsu sauce. It's really kind of a delight. There's takoyaki, which I've talked about, fried octopus balls. There's yakiniku, Kobe beef. It's delightful. There's, you know, izakayas and nomihodais and malls and shopping centers and parties and clubs, and everything is so close to each other, and you just take the train, and you know, I'm in Kobe and I can be in Osaka in like 20 minutes. You know, I can, you know, it's like 5 minutes to Sanomiya to do some shopping. I can go all the way to Nara if I want. The people are all having a lot of fun. I was having a lot of fun while I was there anyway. Everybody speaks Kansai Ben, which is just like awesome Japanese slang, which is just like if you're into learning language, then it's just like it's really satisfying to speak. It's just like as fun as Japanese is, speaking Kansai Ben is like twice or 3 times as fun. Mechasukienen is all I have to say about Kansai Ben. I mean, so I think that should cover it. You know, if you guys want to hear me go into more detail about different places, anything that I haven't already put a video up about, I will gladly do. So that's for you, Corina. For the rest of you, send me emails of anything that you want to see or hear about. My webcam is fixed to my computer, so I can't actually take it to a Purikura or someplace to show it to you. But that's what I got. So, there.